I almost hit the stop streaming button instead of the unmute button.
Nice!
It's the opposite of doing.
Fucking great, mate.
Oh, God. Okay, well, Elazer and GuMiho are ready, and we're just waiting in the lobby. The admin could not make his way from Korea to NA, so there's a bit of a awkward lull in what should have only been a 2-minute break. So.
So wait, we're actually going now or not?
Well, now they didn't set a default server. The only reason that we went on Central is because Drogo like asked if he wanted to. So I don't know what the default is.
Nice. Nice.
Who did Drogo play? Lenok.
Oh, right. Sorry. This, in my mind, I'm like, Stephen Bonnell?
Yeah, I mean, that, obviously, this is okay, I guess it's on Central. Well, that could have been another minute. Gone. Gone forever, never to return. That's fine. The last best of 3 happening. It's a TVZ. Europe versus Korea once again. Live wasn't up to what I thought he was, or maybe Zest was just a lot more than I thought he was going to be. Like, either one or both, I don't know. But GuMiho, I don't think you can deny, is looking super, super good. Like, Alive is still getting round of 4s and looking very good. But GuMiho is now winning almost everything he enters, mostly because he keeps winning its innovation in TVT, but also amongst, like, other matchups as well. So, I mean, he's pretty good. We'll see what the European has to say about it. In the top left, as the Red Zerg, it is Elazer.
Look at that profile picture. Can we get another zoom in on that? 4NA. I love it. So good. Wait, he's got a little smiley face, and what is the LOL in the bottom right, I guess?
Isn't his... I thought it was his t-shirt, but he might be right. I think it is a smiley face.
I'm pretty sure that's just scribbles.
Yeah.
His opponent, of course, is going to be the blue Dragon player from Psystorm Gaming. Lima League, BTSL, you name it. He's all over the place. It's GuMiho. Also, just to make sure we are covered, thank you very much to Robo26 for the 5-month resub and Narusaku-fan for 42 months. 42 months of me trying to remember that that's Naruto and Sakura, I think.
How could you not just automatically remember it? They're such an iconic not couple.
I know, right?
Psych.
You know, the worst part is, like, the fact that he ends up with what's her name, Hinata, whatever. I don't watch a lot of Naruto. Put this out there, guys. The fact that he ends up with her really bothers me because she was the totally super creepy girl. He ends up with the weird girl who like basically love stalked him.
I mean, she wasn't that creepy as far as.
I feel like, well, the show didn't display it. She probably had a little shrine of him, like in her room, Helga style from Hey Arnold.
The style of his chewing gum. Oh God.
Yeah,
No, that's one thing I like. I actually really wanted Hinata and Naruto to get together.
Every time he goes sexy no jutsu or whatever, she like takes some of the hair and has it to the shrine.
Okay, well their sex life's weird. But yeah, I guess like spoilers in case anyone cares. Like I was like really glad they got together at the end because that's like literally what I was waiting for. I stopped reading it after the time skip and I was like, I'll just check back once it's done. And like 10 years later, like it's finally done.
I'll check back once my OTP has finally come to a boil.
That's exactly what I said. You're like exactly. I use the word OTP and everything, okay? Like I really wanted to be together and I was so happy. She really
word for word. Oh no.
She wasn't creepy, especially like, not even just like anime, like, comparison. She just wasn't, I don't think she was creepy at all. But
actually,
maybe
speaking of creepy, after Scorpling brought it up, I started watching another. Have you watched this?
Is the show called Another?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Avoid spoilers at all costs. I think you would like this show.
Does that have a yonder in it?
No, but it's got like that kind of mystery of the like I don't want to get it. I can't spoil it. Just watch it. It's worth it. I promise you. But okay, getting back on topic for the game. 4NA Robin Hood, aka Elazer, for a time was honestly heralded as one of the top Zerg players in Europe, which is, I would note, actually really impressive considering there's about 1 million top Zerg players in Europe. To be like the top of the top, that's a lot of extra Zerg competition you got to go through. That being said, I want to say like he's actually fallen down a bit lately. We haven't seen him getting as many top placements in events. We don't see him. He was actually rolling through Corsair Cups for a time too. I don't know where Elazer is right now, but we're not seeing big results out of him. So that does make me wonder like how much of a chance he has here versus GuMiho.
I don't know about any European that has much of a chance. If GuMiho's really on top of his game. I mean, he's been rolling. But it's like vastly different styles though. So we see GuMiho versus Korean Zergs, and it's just it can be so different. And that's the one thing I'm interested in seeing, if that difference can actually trick someone like GuMiho. Lings tried to get a little bit of a counterattack, but it was a Hellion opener, so there should be more than 4 Hellions made. This is similar to what Jokshu was doing actually, with even more Hellions, Banshees, and an armory. And if Elazer just stays on Lings, which it looks like he will be doing, then he could be in a lot of trouble. His queen control has to be very good. He has to be kind of, at least mentally prepared to deal with this. And then actually, like, having the units will also take a lot of damage.
Huh. 1 second.
Okay.
I was like, why did my game sense just disappear? I didn't hit Control S, Control M, but something I pressed muted them both. That fixed it, so whatever. Anyways, Banshee's Cloak. This is gonna be interesting. As we can see, there's so many queens. In a hypothetical perfect world, Elazer wouldn't take any damage from this other than maybe creep tumors, but if everything's busy dealing with the Hellions, they might not be looking for the Banshees, and in fact, these Hellions get upgraded one step further and they become hell bad.
Yeah, but it's just so not scary. I mean, if 4 queens are in a concave on creep, that's already like kind of a good start. But when there's like 8 queens in a concave on creep, yeah, to the Hellbats don't take that on. There must be a couple of Hellions trying to get some like pot shots. They didn't really get much though. Reaper somehow still alive. Oh, it was the auto turret actually. Oh, the auto turret didn't get much at all. That's surprising. Not a great
Today
opener.
I learned auto turret doesn't show up under either units or structures lost, even though it is a structure.
The more you know. I guess.
I need like a rainbow graphic for that.
Grenades don't show up as like structures lost in their structure.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Hey, it'd be useful though. I would want to see how many grenades were used in a TVZ.
Actually, no, that would be really interesting because you're like, oh look, the spine crawler went down. How many did that take? And you're like, oh, 74 grenades to kill a spine crawler.
Important to note that it is mech. GuMiho has been experimenting. I mean, he was the mech god for a very long time. So, first chance he gets to do it more than once or twice in a best of series or in days, like he'll be right on top of it. He'll go right back to it, and he's very good with it.
I'm literally doing like the Ace Da face right now, guys. Oh, I'm so happy.
Well, it looks like Elazer. I mean, he might just be playing what can be like a kind of stereotypical, oh boy, European style. Or he might know that it's mech. I think he knows it's mech. I mean, it's GuMiho, and he's at this point known. I actually saw the factories. I was gonna say, like, at first I saw this the Roach one, and I was like, maybe, but no. This is a response to the mech.
That hatchery is actually really low from earlier.
Yep.
He's waiting and trying to buy his time for the roaches to hatch. So the queens would have something to support them, but that Banshee, the double Banshee is going to kill the hatchery, no question about it at this point. Yeah. Hellbats will get cleaned up, and now it's a matter of like how many drones die and I guess the transfer over.
A lot.
Other side of the map, it's a small attack too while this goes on. It's not catching much, however.
The drone transfer is pretty bad. There's spore crawlers. No spore crawlers.
This is really interesting, actually. So this is straight to Thors, which I really like because 9 times out of 10, we see Mutas come in and wreck a Terran player who has no anti-air because they're playing mech. But this is straight to Hydras. So the Thors, like, they're good units all around. They're strong, they've got health, they can deal a lot of damage to both air and ground. But I don't think they fare well if there's like a lot of Hydras on them.
He does start off with them, but isn't trapped into making, like, 4 or 6. Which you've seen some other Terrans do. Just right back into the tanks.
I think it's actually incredibly crucial they went straight to the tanks right after. Like, getting a couple for anti-air, I think, is important. Just on the paranoia that there might be mutas, but the fact that he's now confirmed as Hydra's 2 through scouting, definitely better to get on that tank train.
Well, that's, you know, obviously what you do once you see there's no mutas.
Just pick them up and drop. You know what? These can actually pick off a hatchery very, very quickly. They also will start one-shotting a lot of the drones. Like, these can actually get away with a lot if they're undetected. And so far, they are undetected. Elazer's been very distracted in the center of the map.
Yeah, as you said, they can definitely get a hatchery. I mean, Thor drops always sound so funny, but they got that. They do pack a punch. It's just that it's always comical to see Lings kill them of all things. Although with their armor upgrade, it's a little less comical. I'm not going to risk trying to take it out. I mean, the Thors are still expensive. You still want to keep them alive. And there is no way for Elazer to take them out once they're in the dead zone.
It's really interesting seeing Elazer's approach to this, by the way. I don't think Roach Hydra's, or even Roach Ravager Hydra, is like the bad response by any means. But we've seen Swarm Host just be an easy peasy, easy to use response as well, but not going that direction.
Yeah. It's curious to see that, especially from the Europeans who are really just like pushing how good it was.
Well, so this is where the faster hive comes into play for me, right? Vipers come out. Suddenly you got Blinding Clouds. You got Abducts. You've actually got something that can absolutely trigger a Terran player who's playing specifically mech. I think the downside, though, you've got Thors that can transform, which, for those who don't know, do bonus damage with 10 range, so they can snipe off Vipers pretty easily, combined with the fact that there's going to be several Vikings in play. If there's no Blinding Clouds, the tank line alone is already problematic enough for the Hydras and Roaches. You factor in Blue Flame through Hellions that have +3 weapons, you bet anything that's classified as light this game is going to die, and that includes those Hydras.
Yeah. GuMiho's ready to push out. He is maxing outs, basically, with this push. He's got his Thors taking the Xel'Nagas, which is just, like... I mean, it's actually kind of clever. You know, Lings take it, Hellions kill the Lings, and then the Roaches come out, and then I think the most Terran players kind of give up on it. But the Thors is definitely going to take out anything that tried to take the Xel'Naga. So Elazer had no idea this attack was incoming. He's trying to, like, set up attack still, and his army's, like, off the bottom side of the map. So these tanks are getting into position without anything to be said about it. The Vipers are in danger of being attacked by the Vikings before they can really do anything. Where are they, actually? 4 of them still in the main base gathering energy. They're going to go for it now.
The Thors are not in transformation mode, by the way, so they're not dealing bonus damage to the Vipers. But the Vikings do, and they take them out pretty quick. The tanks are temporarily Blinding Cloud and allowing the Hydras to come in from the south, looking to get some damage in.
But, you know, by the time the Blinding Cloud eventually wears off, you know, and the tanks actually survive. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
The pickup from the Hellbats wasn't to save them, but to maneuver them for better splash angles on those Hydras. 27 Roaches on the way. I don't think this is something he's going to have too much problem cleaning up, but I don't know if he can handle the follow-through, like the reinforcements that'll be on the way. I love the Vikings landing. I think that's a really nice touch. GuMiho making mech work in a pretty disgusting way. For now, see if Elazer can push this back. It's getting to dire straits time, though. Yeah.
These tanks in the low ground have gotten so much damage done despite being blinded clouded. But of course, rallying as a mech player is difficult to do. Rallying on Ascension Ire is difficult to do. And GuMiho, when he's pushed back, he's usually pushed back pretty hard. Nice hot pickup with the medevac on the tank. Everything does count. As GuMiho, I mean, he was investing a lot into that push. You know, like, and it looked like it might just be enough to work. But now that he's been pushed all the way back home, he still has to set up his 4th base. You know, that actually, anyway, 12 minutes is actually not that fast. And has to bulk up that army supply.
Blue Flame run by is going to be dangerous. Add in the +3. Everything here is going to fry, but I don't know if worker damage is what GuMiho has to care about right now. I mean, it'll be good, but Elazer's on like 64 workers after losing 14. I don't think he's sweating just yet. It's not pulling, though. He's not really reacting to this. And he is to die for free, which is a problem.
Yeah, I don't know about this. This is going to be a hefty chunk of his bank.
Well, what's so annoying is, like, you put the one shot, like, this is still pull slightly and you don't lose that many. 30 drones now dead. He's gonna get even more on this transfer.
That's pretty good. That started off with like, and then it doubled, and it was pretty good. There was a small attack over here, but didn't get any SCVs, so now GuMiho's still, you know, pretty good at 66 in a planetary. He can maybe lift a base 2 as the game goes on, and he's definitely got this protected.
So, for me, here's the question of where we sit. Elazer didn't have a massive bank as we sometimes see. He wasn't sitting at 2K. losing those drones suck. But might be happy not having to replace them because he is at that point in the game where he doesn't actually have enough bases where like 74 drones is really optimal. Because one of these, of course, aside, it's already almost mined out. Then the new one he just took can be saturated with those drones.
The thing is that when you have, like, when the Zerg is in this position, this is like it's not an all-in, because it's like way too late in the game to be called that, I guess. But it is something where, like, if they take a bad fight, they are not remaxing like they thought they would.
He gets the planetary. This was still a bad fight for Elazer to dedicate this deep. You'll note the unsieged tanks have some pretty good damage as they push back the Hydras.
Yeah. This base, luckily no Hydras here. Thank you to the bits. No Hydras get the orbital, so at least that lives. But, you know, this is not a case where both of them have been up to, you know, 16 orbital commands and you know, 8 hatcheries across the map. Every base really does count. And while Elazer did end up taking the worst fight overall, he lost a lot of units on the retreat, of course, just having to get out of the range. Did he do enough damage? Can he buy enough time? He still has the entire map to defend, like, wait to defend with. He has more Vipers on the way. Some creep spread to help out, so that's a little less impactful for mech. Telling claws could be big too. He's not gonna go for any sneak attacks.
Actually, tunnel claws might just be massive because if you like another base getting attacked down here at that third location again, if enough of these orbitals are either in the air or dead, he won't have the scans. He doesn't have ravens. He's actually not going to be able to deal with those roaches if he can't continually scan them.
And that's true.
Back on the 4th 2 for GuMiho. Under more SCVs, just gonna die.
Yeah, there are 4 Vipers, but GuMiho's trying to snipe them. He's starting to spread out his tanks too. 1 goes down for any blinding cloud. The rest going down too. There's so many tanks. I don't know if Elazer can break this.
No, and the Vikings police the Vipers down. Swarmhost now finally on the way. This might just be what he needs to finally get himself back, but I sit here and I say, why so late, right? 10 Swarm Hosts, is there really a surprise element to this? Yes, because he's not going to have enough Hellions here to wash away the Locusts. Vikings certainly can't focus fire down out of the sky fast enough. They simply attack too slow.
Good. Still burning. Hopefully he does repair that. He's down to 24 SCVs, still with his 3 orbitals, and they can land mules, but he's using them to scan.
A couple of Vikings are just on hold position getting picked off. The less there are, the better chance to actually get off. He does stagger them out, which I think is very many times in the past. As we see, though, friendly fire from the tanks combined with the Locust damage alone, this is removing them a lot easier than even they were with Vipers.
He's gonna have to give up this position for now. As you said, they were staggered, but still, there's that long cooldown.
You know, GuMiho has got nothing in the production tab right now because he has almost no mining. Yeah. He's got like 3 SCVs, 4 SCVs mining right now. I don't think if he realizes this, he's got 24 SCVs to play. There. A lot of them are trapped behind the wall. Several of them in the main, even. In fact, it's like a lot of them in the main.
Even a couple of tanks that have been misrallied. More shark attacks on that very important mining base with only a couple of tanks. They could also go down. I was gonna say they may be able to do more damage with splash the SCVs, but they spread out a little bit.
Listen, this is the only base mining for GuMiho right now, and Elazer knows this because of the way he's denied the other one. So any damage done here is good. GuMiho has less than 300 minerals a minute income.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. His army was very strong. In fact, strong enough that if there weren't swarm hosts, maybe that would have been enough. But with even more swarm hosts on the way, he's gonna have to avoid them basically. And if he can avoid them, then this might actually be really, really good, but that's something that Elazer shouldn't let happen. Oh, snap. A lot of blood.
Locusts. Bad news, bears.
He could attack from the high ground. I don't think Elazer knows it's there. Oh, it's gonna be a very long push. Like, I mean, Creature doesn't help out as much. The dynamic of Banelings doesn't exist there, but it's still, you know, perfect vision for the Zerg when you're moving up your tanks, and it's something you want to take away.
Just for the record, if you're banned, you can't cheer bits. So, I don't know the context in which you would want to be unbanned for a cheer.
Why do people not know what timeouts are?
No, he was actually banned. Marcos straight up did ban him, but he unbanned him right away. But I'm just saying, like, the futility of, like, if you went to go type that, if you were still banned, would be like, it just wouldn't go through.
Okay, that's fair then. I do know that that would probably make me panic too.
This roach shenanigan, like, if we're gonna be clear, like, so everyone's aware, if you haven't put 2 and 2 together math-wise, GuMiho's losing this game, and in a really, really bad way.
Yeah, he's finally getting a Raven. Be helpful.
I think he has to. He literally can't afford to skin. He needs mules.
He has to.
Money.
He should have gotten one a long time ago. Like, not just for the roach shenanigans, but also roach shenanigans on his tanks and to clear up the creep. Like, there's a lot of good uses for a Raven.
Yo, you want to stop the Locust from being ridiculous? Throw down some point defense drones.
Yeah, that would help. Yeah. I would say it's also a good use of, like, maybe a gas bank, but of course GuMiho doesn't have a gas bank.
Yeah, GuMiho's just out of money, period. That's where free units, of course, start widening that gap even further.
Just like retreat with the tank. No, run, buddy, run. No. Oh no, oh no. Well, now the storm hosts are mostly all used. Okay, some of them are maybe coming off of cooldown. I mean, if they ever get caught when they're all on cooldown, that could be, well, maybe a way to come back. That was a very large army supply difference. Oh no, oh no. Oh, the locusts. Scary stuff every single time.
The locusts are actually being dealt with really well with these half unsieged tanks. I actually like that aspect quite a bit.
Oh, that's so many locusts. Oh god, that's so many locusts. But they are being dealt with. A lot of tanks still survive.
It's worth noting, by the way, Elazer has actually started to micro the locusts as well. Not something you see too often.
Where the hell's that Raven? Oh, it's back here. No, shark attack. That sucks. That sucks. That Raven would have been so helpful. Oh well.
Scan is still costly.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
no, no, what is going on here?
Why? Okay, well that was unnecessary, but I guess it doesn't matter.
If you want to throw a game, ladies and gentlemen, walk your swarm host into siege tanks. He lost half of his swarm hosts. Like, that is actually kind of crazy to me.
Yeah.
17. Like, he lost like maybe 3 or 4 before this. 17 dead now.
Yeah, and those Vikings that they not like evacuated probably could have gotten the rest of them. Okay, GG. Damn, Elazer. I thought he was on the ropes once or twice. But,
yeah. Oh, for sure.
Brought it back. Brought it back.
I think he really turned it around when he went swarm host, though. I'm just saying.
That was the best part. It's a beautiful move.
All right, folks. So we're gonna squeeze in, I guess, a commercial break here if we can, real quick, and get to game number 2. This is the last series of the day. Stick around. We'll be back soon.
Awkwardly into a loading screen.
Hello.
Why though?
Because you timed it out poorly.
This took a long time. Okay. It goes much quicker usually.
Why though?
Okay, anyways, it's game number 2 on Sequencer. In the top right, winning game number 1, it is the red Zerg Elazer.
Oh man, he just good luck, have fun. Twice talk about awkward.
Yeah,
actually,
seriously.
what's more awkward, like putting down 2 Hydralisk dens, or good luck having fun twice?
Putting down 3 Ultralisk caverns.
Okay, Scarlet. Actually, no.
It was Invitation Pits, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm about like bottom left, up, albeit, or sorry, not up, rather down. It's gonna be the blue Terran GuMiho.
So is he up or down?
While he's in the bottom left, he's losing the series. Is that more clear?
Thanks. All right. Well, losing the series, why not 3 racks?
I don't disagree with this option, to be honest with you.
Okay, well, I mean, it certainly has been coming back in force since, of course, GSL. I mean, it was coming back kind of like before then anyways,
Ooh.
but just definitely in the GSL.
Well, I have a Twitch-related question. Did you play an ad?
Yes.
So this is interesting. I just played an ad too, and it's actually playing through on my side. And in the past, we haven't both been able to press the button at the same time.
Okay, well...
I'm wondering how that affects this. Interesting. I did just a test, because I thought you'd...
Ads on ads on ads.
Rifkin, why are you always streaming from the woods? Man, this is like the first time Zombie Grub streamed in like half a year. I don't know, the woods meme is kind of old.
Oh, hat.
I think what you gotta do is crop me out of that picture and put me in front of a carnival so people think I moved.
To a carnival? What's your talent? You're in the freak show, and it's like my freak show talent is casting StarCraft.
You could pull off showing me juggling, I'm pretty sure.
I could show you being a juggalo, which is almost like a gigolo.
A whole new world. Put me on the magic carpet from Aladdin.
You wish. That'd be an amazing ride. I couldn't tell if you did like a pervy laugh or French.
I was kind of going for French, like hon 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 hon.
Okay, gotcha.
So 3-Rex Reaper, actually, this reminds me very much of watching Special play the other day. In terms of doing the wall off like this, I think Sequencer is one of the maps that will allow you to get away with it, of course, but it is such a long map that Reapers will not be quickly reinforcing one another.
No, definitely the downside there. There are multiple paths to different locations, main base, natural base, what have you, on Sequencer, including over here, but also over to the right side. And that's also kind of a benefit, but, I mean, it's supposed to hit hard and fast and kind of snowball, but just you know, staying around the same location, rallying in, getting his command center. So if he goes for a third one soon enough. Lazer's almost at that, I was gonna say, he's almost at that point of the, like, enough lings to actually chase these Reapers down. Well, doesn't have to. GuMiho just kind of left anyways. He is trying to attack the wall off, which, that's gonna take a while. It's a lot of barracks after all. GuMiho didn't follow up with a third CC or a faster factory, instead going for 2 more barracks. Could it be for more Reapers?
That is a heck of a lot of Reapers.
Yes, and he's just making more, just making as many possible.
So, this goes right back to an interesting, like, 5 Raxes, still producing crap tons of Reapers, all within clear view of these Overlords, but most notably, has pushed off Factory. So, right, maybe the Reaper dedication is all you need, and then you won't need a Factory, right? Auto attacks and Reapers are strong and devastating as hell. That being said, my concern still lies that if this falls apart, if Elazer can hold, and that might just be a big if, GuMiho is going to be really far behind for tech.
Yeah, he is.
But I think the chances of this working for GuMiho are maybe 50% right now.
I mean, the fact that Elazer scouted what was following this up is pretty big too. So he knew not just to rely on lings, but to actually include the roaches as well. He's going to go for a big old sandwich, it looks like. This might have been a mistake from GuMiho to stay here for way too long.
Yeah,
it was a big
and away
mistake.
from the cliff at that. There's no kiting.
God.
He's just taking the auto attack with the grenades, and this leaves him with 4 army supply, 2 Reapers.
Yeah, I guess he's going to try and play out the game, but that was a really nice attack by Elazer, who's now finally going to get to his third base. Of course, that's just like, it's automatically delayed. You know it's going to happen when they open up 3-Rex Reaper.
There's a really interesting attempt to follow up with GuMiho here. He goes for +1 weapons, which I think benefits the Reapers in a big way, right? And Stim. But none of these barracks units are any good unless they have medevac support. No factory means no starport, means GuMiho's not going to have medevacs for a considerable amount of time.
Yeah. Oh, this is difficult. Let's say if it wasn't maybe the last game, that Saran would have done it in for GG. But is this the last game? Try and play it out. Little afraid of a Ravager bust. Which he should be. He saw roaches. He saw a lot of lings. So getting a bunker, but unfortunately that bunker can only help out so much. A single bunker against the world. Well, and a couple of Reapers. Even if he holds, he already has lost so much production. I don't know. Behind this Elazer's macroing. He's going to get roach speed. He's going to get upgrades.
You know how there's the SSL?
Yes.
GuMiho's in the SOL.
Standardized learning. Standards of learning?
I was gonna say there's an O in there. Like,
Yeah,
standardized learning, where you learn to include the O.
Shut up, no one cares about it. Chi-chi.
One foreigner will make it to the semifinals. Nice.
Well done. He's gonna go face Zest tomorrow in the round of 4. But that is it for today. Congratulations to Elazer. Everyone is now... Oh no, actually, I think there's a 3rd place match. Yeah, there is. So top 3 get paid out. So just kidding. They still have a little ways to go. So tomorrow will be Linok versus Jakshi. And Zest versus Elazer. And then the finals and the 3rd place match. So...
There's actually quite a bit coming up too. So for those who don't know, we got the finals and everything concludes tomorrow, which will be a good stream, good time. Tuesday's going to be the Alima League, but ZombiGrub's actually not going to be here for that. She and her mom are spending some time in Korea together. So for the next couple of days after tomorrow, ZombiGrub will be out. I'm unsure whether I'll be solo casting or just grabbing somebody to join me. But we also have the Corsair Cup Season 5 finals. On top of this, there is North American related WCS stuff that I may or may not torture myself by joining in on, but we do finally have permission to cast that stuff. So if you guys really like it's up in the air for me. The thing is, no matter how we do it, monetarily speaking, unless I get lucky and like we get donations, it's not really worth it to cover the WCS stuff. But if you guys want us to, or want me to grab somebody else specifically, tweet at me and let me know, because honestly I'm on the fence about covering any WCS stuff right now. But if I see enough tweets and there's people who want me to, I absolutely will. So I'll let you guys pick. If you don't know my Twitter, it's at riff_kings, RIF_KINGZ, or excuse me, Z. And I'll wait to see what you guys have to say about that. Other than that, though, our whole calendar for June's been laid out on the events tab at the top of the stream. If you're not already using this thing religiously to catch up on BaseTradeTV events, I hope you will. It's got all of the stuff we need, possibly, that you could see coming up.
Hey.
That being said, I don't know. Do you have any, I guess, final shout-outs before we go?
Yeah. Sometimes you end so abruptly and quietly that I actually think you cut out.
Oh.
Nah. Do you get the last of the shout-outs and all that? I think we did.
Subs, just be safe. Marcos, thank you for the bits. Wackatoad twice, thank you for the bits. Celeste was a Prime sub. Welcome to the family. Thank you for joining us.
There you go.
XXX East Blade. That's a cool name. Had 3 months on that resub. Says, go GuMiho. Unfortunately, I guess GuMiho let him down. GW Jones, 82009 or 009. Shaken, not stirred. 8 months on that resub. IPX74 for 3 months with a Prime, and I think that does catch us up.
Cool. Well, you can follow me on Twitter at ZG Gaming, on YouTube at ZombieGrub, and on Twitch at ZombieGrub. My video about my new apartment is coming out. Wait a minute, is it coming out today? I don't know. It's coming out in the next 24 hours. So you can look forward to
it'll come out soon. Just say soon. It covers your bases.
Well, I'm scheduling it in with, EDT in mind, and I don't know, whatever.
Well, one last thing, for me, I don't do a lot of self-promo, but I'm going to do it this time. If you guys don't know, I have my own personal Twitch channel. I've been streaming a lot of stuff outside of BaseTradeTV there lately, usually playing with Nathanias and some other friends. If you guys know Miss Spite or Juggernaut Jason, hanging out with those guys outside of, I guess, quote-unquote office hours here on BaseTrade. So if you do me a favor, hit a follow over there. It's twitch.tv/riff_king. It's like my Twitter without the Z at the end, so just RIF_KING. I've been having a lot of fun and a lot of good times, and I hope you guys will come join me over there for some, I guess, non-BaseTradeTV related content. I'd really appreciate a follow.
I think that does it.
All right, see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.